Have you ever wondered what it takes for a community to uproot their entire lives and start anew in a completely unfamiliar place? Today, we're diving into the incredible story of the Hmong people of Na Pho, a tale of resilience, adaptation, and the creation of a new home against all odds. Imagine the dense, mountainous jungles of Laos. For generations, this was the ancestral homeland of many Hmong communities. They lived in harmony with the land, their culture deeply intertwined with the rhythm of the mountains. But history, as it often does, had other plans. The mid-20th century brought turmoil to Southeast Asia, and the Hmong people found themselves caught in the crossfire of the Laotian Civil War, a conflict often called the Secret War. Many Hmong allied with the United States, fighting for a cause they believed in. They were known for their bravery and knowledge of the treacherous terrain. But when the war ended in 1975 with a communist victory, their world was turned upside down. The Hmong, many of whom had allied with American forces during the Secret War in Laos, found themselves in a perilous position. Their homes were no longer safe. Faced with persecution and the loss of their traditional way of life, they embarked on a harrowing journey, seeking refuge and a new beginning. The new government viewed them as enemies, and a period of intense persecution began. Staying in their mountain villages was no longer an option. It meant facing retribution, danger, and the loss of their way of life. Faced with an impossible choice, thousands of Hmong families made the heart-wrenching decision to flee. This wasn't a simple move. It was a desperate escape. They journeyed for days, sometimes weeks, on foot. Crossing treacherous terrain in the mighty Mekong River, often under the cover of darkness. Their destination? The relative safety of refugee camps in neighboring Thailand? This is where the story of Na Pho truly begins. Initially, many Hmong refugees were housed in massive sprawling camps like Bon Vini. Life there was a state of limbo, temporary existence filled with uncertainty. While they were safe from immediate danger, they were disconnected from their agricultural roots and longed for a sense of permanence and community. Then, in the late 1970s and early 1980s, a new chapter unfolded. The Thai government, in cooperation with international aid organizations, established the Na Pho camp, specifically designed for these late-arrival refugees. Unlike the earlier, more crowded camps, Na Pho was intended to be a more organized and, in some ways, more hopeful transit point. The year was 1982 when Na Pho officially opened its gates. Thousands of Hmong families who had been scattered or had just made the perilous journey from Laos were relocated here. Why Na Pho? The location was strategic, situated in Nakhon Phanom province, not far from the Lao border. It was an area where authorities could manage the influx of stateless refugees while providing essential services. So, from the high mountain passes of Laos, through a harrowing escape across the Mekong, and after a period of uncertainty in other camps, the Hmong people arrived in Na Pho. It wasn't their ancestral home, but it was a sanctuary. It was a blank canvas upon which they would have to rebuild their lives, piece by piece. Life in Na Pho was a world away from their mountain villages. They traded their self-sufficient agricultural lifestyle for a life dependent on rations and international aid. Instead of spacious wooden homes, they lived in modest bamboo and thatch-roofed longhouses, sectioned off for individual families. It was a crowded, communal existence, but within these confines, the Hmong spirit of community didn't just survive. They quickly began to organize themselves. They elected community leaders, established markets, and set up small schools to ensure their children didn't lose their education. Artisans got to work with women weaving the intricate and beautiful paj knob, or story cloths. These textiles were more than just art. They were a way to preserve their history, tell the story of their journey, the Hmong Odyssey, and generate a small income. The vibrant colors and detailed embroidery became a symbol of their enduring culture. Na Pho wasn't just a place of waiting, it was a place of becoming. It was here that a generation of Hmong children grew up knowing only the life of a refugee. They learned Hmong traditions from their elders in English and makeshift classrooms for a future they could only imagine. The camp became a melting pot of Hmong clans, fostering a new unified identity forged in shared struggle and a common hope for a better life. Originally, Na Pho was a quiet, unassuming area, primarily inhabited by local Thai communities. The arrival of the Hmong refugees marked a significant turning point. This wasn't an easy transition. Imagine arriving in a new land with a different language, different customs, and a history of hardship weighing on your shoulders. There were challenges, misunderstandings, and the immense task of building a new life from scratch. But what happened next is a testament to the human spirit. Instead of being a story of conflict, the story of Na Pho became one of embracing change. The Hmong people, with their incredible work ethic and deep agricultural knowledge, began to adapt. They didn't have their familiar mountains, so they learned to work with the rolling plains and different soil of their new home. They brought their skills in farming and their vibrant traditions, and slowly, they started to put down roots. One of the most beautiful aspects of Na Pho's transformation is the story of its agriculture. The Hmong are renowned for their farming prowess. In Na Pho, they began cultivating crops that could thrive in the local climate, turning the land into a productive and bountiful resource. This not only provided for their families, but also began to contribute to the local economy. The local Thai communities witnessed this tinlao, and a gradual process of mutual respect and cooperation began to unfold. They didn't just rebuild their lives, they enriched the community. The Hmong brought jijech, intricate textile art, known as paj nabor, or flower cloth, with its vibrant colors and symbolic patterns. Each stitch tells a story of their history, folklore, and identity. This beautiful craft became more than just a tradition. It became a source of income and a bridge to the outside world, showcasing their unique cultural heritage. Over the years, Na Pho transformed. What was once a simple village became a bustling, multicultural hub. The local markets teeming with Hmong produce and textiles, side by side with Thai goods. The sounds of the Hmong language mingled with Thai in the streets. Schools became places where children from different backgrounds learned and played together, forging friendships that would define the next generation of Na Pho. This fusion is visible everywhere. You might see a traditional Hmong New Year celebration, with its elaborate costumes and joyful music. Happening just down the road from a Thai Buddhist temple, families have intermarried, creating new bonds and a shared identity. They've learned from each other, blending farming techniques, recipes, and even aspects of their daily lives. The ultimate goal for most residents of Na Pho was resettlement in a third country. United States, France, Australia, and Canada opened their doors, recognizing the debt owed to their former allies. The process was long and arduous, filled with interviews, paperwork, and medical checks. Families were often separated, with some members leaving first while others waited. Their goodbyes filled with both hope and sorrow. By the early 1990s, the international political climate had shifted, and the era of the refugee camps in Thailand was drawing to a close. Na Pho, which had been a bustling town of tens of thousands, slowly began to empty as the last waves of Hmong refugees were resettled. The camp officially closed, and the bamboo structures that had housed so much life, hope, and heartache were dismantled. Na Pho became a living example of how different cultures can not only coexist, but create something new and stronger together. The key to this success was a shared vision of community. Leaders from both the Hmong and Thai populations worked to overcome barriers. They focused on common goals: education for their children, economic stability, and a peaceful place to call home. This spirit of cooperation turned potential friction into a force for positive growth. The Hmong weren't just refugees. They became neighbors, friends, and an integral part of the Na Pho identity. Today, Na Pho stands as a Hmong Haven, a place that honors the past while embracing the future. It's a community that was forged in the crucible of change, proving that home is not just a place you are from, but a place you help to build. The journey of the Hmong to Na Pho is a powerful reminder that resilience, adaptability, and an open heart can turn a place of refuge into a place of belonging. Today, if you were to visit the site of Na Pho, you might not see much evidence of the sprawling camp it once was. But its legacy is not in the soil of Thailand. It's in the vibrant Hmong communities scattered across the globe, from California to Minnesota, from France to Australia. The journey from the mountains of Laos to Na Pho was a trial by fire. It was a forced change, born of conflict and loss.
Yes.
But in that small corner of Thailand, the Hmong people didn't just survive. They adapted, preserved their culture, and prepared for the next chapter of their story. Pho became a crucial stepping stone, a haven that allowed them to transition from a people without a country to global citizens who carry the unbreakable spirit of the mountains in their hearts. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible historical journey. The story of Na Pho is a powerful reminder of human resilience and the enduring power of community. If you found this story as moving as I did, please give this video a like. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into the stories that shape our world. See you next time.